Kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time. 2016 Masport. Scrapper showed up today with a bicycle, a Huffy beach bike, I want to say Troy built bag, and this Masport. He had this buried under some bicycles. He said he were interested. The handle was folded down. It has this shit ass design on the handle. So he jumped up in the trailer and started moving stuff around so I could get a better look. And then he said, oh, it's a Masport. So the only other thing I've gotten that said Masport was a bag last year, and I had never heard of the name before. It was kind of heavy unloading it. It's got a Briggs-Stratton 8.5 horse. It says professional series 2016 on the model year, meets California emissions control. So I come back here and it says Auckland, New Zealand is where this company's out of. So I don't know how this thing made it to Southwest Florida. Masport Limited, Auckland, New Zealand. It's got a 53 centimeter blade. Construction alloy. I thought it might have been a heavy plastic, but it actually is aluminum deck. It was way down here at the bottom. I actually ran aground when I unloaded it from his trailer. It hit the ground, so I saw that it had one lever for the deck, controls all wheels. So this is the 800 AL. Been sitting under a tree, an oak tree. So I gave him 10 for it. I saw the handle folded down, then I started looking closer, saw that this was all dry rotted, the plastic handle. Looks like the throttle control here is screwed up. And this may be the drive control. I don't know what this is. This is safety here. Your normal safety cable, and this is probably drive. You can adjust the tension with the drive cable, and this is broken. So it appears it's a rear wheel drive because the transmission's not in the front. It rolled really easy. There was no hesitation in pushing this thing onto my sidewalk. Let's turn it over, and then we're going to try to start it. Remove the air filter. There is gas in it. I hadn't checked that. I haven't checked the oil. It's got enough oil in it to start. It's not new oil, and it's not 10-year-old oil. So this thing's a mystery. Masport, how did it end up here in Florida? Or do you think they distributed them to Canada and somebody from Canada moved to Florida and brought it? I would just think the import duties on something like this would be atrocious. So I'm just looking at the rusty cables. If this thing starts, maybe I can put the engine on something else rather than try to mess with this. I'm sure there's probably a domestic alternative to cables. I'm not going to order them from New Zealand. Okay, we got a fat blade. It's duller than a baby's bottom. You can see the belts missing, so maybe that's why this thing got pushed to the street. Belt broke. That'd probably be no issue. I'd just have to figure out the length of the belt in centimeters, because it's looks like it's a metric figured machine. I'd have to see if this machine mimics something else like a John Deere, minus the aluminum deck. What do you think? Zone. They put a plastic bumper guard here, which is kind of cool. You can see it's all chewed up. Instead of chewing up your aluminum deck, this piece of plastic took all the beating, and it's held on with several screws here mounted to the bottom of the deck. So that's kind of a brilliant idea. So, did somebody install an inline shut off here? Or do you think that came that way from the factory? Date of manufacture, March of 2016. Meets California EPA. I don't know why they'd give a shit in New Zealand if it meets California standards. I'm wondering if this engine was put on this deck after the fact. Or do you think this is just all stickered up the same way, no matter which country's using it? Okay, so it is a big ass engine, 8.5 horse. I had double thoughts about taking it, actually. I thought, what are the chances that I'm going to be able to get this piece of shit to run? Or do I want it just for the engine for 10, for $10? Okay, there's a spring broken down here on the throttle, just rusted through due to this sitting under a tree. So that's an issue. I'd have to come up with a spring. Oh boy, we got the smellometer. It stinks of varnishy, outdated gas. So that's our issue with this thing. Somebody's left the shut-off valve on the on position instead of letting the carburetor run dry by letting it idle after you're done cutting. So I don't even know if this throttle cable is moving. Okay, it is moving a little bit. Oh, there we go. I just broke it free. It was really rusted up. So let me see if I can read the printing on the label here. What's choke and what's not. I'll go with that. Yeah. Handle all the way back. That's how I have it. I think that might be choke. Okay, I gave it a couple of nice wet squirts. Let's tug on this, see if it kicks off. I gotta help the safety brake along. This is really, really rusty. I can barely move the cable. I might have to. Well, I know it's not going to start with that much varnish. I would have to pull the plug wire because this cable is really dragging. It's not releasing the safety brake cable. Okay, I'm going to pull on it. Okay, it was a one and done. It's it's not retracting. Let me get maybe 6 or 7 millimeter. Take this off, oil it up. We had the same issue with a Honda on one of those pressure washers recently. The thing would not recoil. I oiled it up and it it pulled back. So what do I got? I got a 5/16, and it is a 5/16. I got my oil can nearby. If we want to try to start this, we got to have some better action in the recoil. Unless it's a one and done, one little pull and it went crapola on us on the 800L Masport. 54 centimeters. This happens to be the model 467875 on the Masport. I'll put that below. 467875 is the model number. I could probably give you the engine number if I grab my wire brush and get rid of some of the surface rust here on the ID plate. I could give you the Briggs engine number. Okay. Okay, same deal on this one. There is spring action, but it's rusty. Let me goober it up. What's happening with you guys? You guys seem to be getting projects. There's no shortage of things to do with you guys. You're either messing with mowers for next season or you're messing with snow blowers to try to keep the money chain coming in. Okay, there we go. That did it. That one last tug kind of broke the crusty rust. So now we got full action on this. So this thing was definitely sitting out under a tree. You had all the leaves, the recoils rusty and tight. So let me put this back together. I may grab my wire brush and read you the engine number here. We're losing sunlight. This is going to be my last project for today, is this walkthrough on the Masport, the 800AL. Sun's going down. I'm going to sit on the front porch and watch the birds fly by. If I sit there long enough, I'll see the bats come out, which is cool. They really do a number on the mosquitoes, so I want to see a lot of bats around. For those of you who have bat houses, thank you. I know it's kind of tough to get them to establish in a bat house. So those of you who have done it, congratulations, because I think they're kind of picky. finicky. I don't know. Okay, so what do we got? We got action here, hopefully. Oh, we did have action. That yeah, the tank here is totally varnished up on the gas in there. So it did kick off with what I gave it for ether. Just for shits and giggles, I'm going to really pour a dose into the carb here through my vent. Okay, that's going to do something. It's not going to run continually just because the carb is going to be all varnished up. So if I want to track down cables for this piece of shit, I think it would run cables in the belt. Or do I have another good deck I could throw this huge ass engine on? Oh, sounded damn good, and it blew out some smoke. I don't know if you could see that. Blew out some oily smoke. Maybe you did see it. Let me get a brush and try to read this number for you. 2016 Masport. So for 10 bucks, we're looking good on this engine. The engine serial number 16, meaning it's a 2016. 160302 5680 734. Let me get a wire brush, try to give you the engine number. So maybe make a note of this thing that it fires off with motivation and store it. If I need this big engine for another project, I know it's got potential. I don't know if I want to chase a belt down and cables. I'll have to think about it. Okay, I think I can. Just a lot of surface rust on this tab. I'm just taking a little bit of oil and rubbing it on here to bring out the numbers. I want to say it's hard. I can see some of the initial numbers. It's something 402-0125-Frank1. I'm missing the beginning numbers. And then for the date code, it's calling for 1107-2962. So 7th month, 29th day of 2011. And that's here. It's calling 2011 on the engine, but on the tank it says it's 2016. So something's been moved around, and I can't read the serial number on the Masport sticker. That faded away, but it is the model number 467875. I can't read the serial number on it. So a little bit of confusion on this. Okay. Is it, I don't want to give you the wrong numbers. 10 something. Maybe I need better glasses or the lighting. I'm going to put a little more oil here on it to try to bring out the numbers. Nah, it didn't make a difference. 1602-0125 Frank 1. There's a number missing there. I think there's 5 numbers before the center set of numbers and then the letter and number. Anyway, that's all I got for you. It fired off. It'll take a carb clean to get it to idle. What do you guys think? Should I plow through with all the rusty cables and track down a belt for this? It's got to be something domestically. This probably mimics, it kind of looks like a John Deere, doesn't it? With that high tunnel. If it was painted green, it would be a John Deere. Okay, there's your drive cable. I was just trying to follow it down and see if I could see any part numbers on this. No, I don't see any part numbers. I'd have to Google the Masport number. I was looking for the white stamp numbers on the cable, but I don't see any. Anyway, that's it. I'm heading to the front porch. You guys have a good day. Appreciate you coming out. What do you think? $10. Probably $7 in aluminum weight there if I strip it all down. This booger is heavy. Kind of crazy on this thing. The construction. Kind of funny too. They got spoked wheels here in the front and then solid on the back. Little odd. Tip your waitress and wait staff. They're doing an awesome job. Thanks for coming out. Appreciate you checking out my channel. Definitely in the air filter. You got that varnishy, stinky 10-year-old fuel, which you never want to smell, because that's the kiss of death. When you smell that shit, you know you're in for a battle. A battle till the end. Have a good day. Over and out. Dino says bye. He's been hanging out watching progress.